I am thoroughly convinced that we live in the age of inversion. Principles lost, rules for thee, rules for me. And maybe it's a product of watching a lot of Down the Rabbit Hole podcasts, but I've always been a curious and inquisitive soul, and I've always wanted to know the truth of things, even if it's uncomfortable, frankly. And a lot of the structures that we believe are real, that are there to allegedly protect us, are in fact enormously sophisticated illusions and manipulations. You know, the idea that the government is there to to keep you safe, it could not be any further from the truth. And I think we're starting to see that now. That's the advantage of the proliferation of the internet. The disadvantage is basically we've completely democratized speech to the point, and I'm not advocating for any censorship, but we've democratized speech to such a point that any old idiot can say whatever they want, and unfortunately a coterie of other idiots will believe them. And this can be on any political or cultural or social subject. But there's a huge amount, and I've noticed this, I have to say, in the latter years of my life so far, is an enormous sense of entitlement that people are imbued with. It's really dangerous. People believing they can behave in whatever way, and there will be no ramifications, no consequences from that. And we see that a lot. It wasn't long after I moved back up here that there were people who had moved into my apartment complex at a similar time to me. The dog's saying hello, I don't know if you can hear him. But people who'd moved into the complex at a similar time to me, an older couple, who wanted to change a set of windows in their property. And I remember them describing the process to me, and it being a very, very long and irritating one, that they had to ask permission from the people whom we employ to be our managing agents for the building. You know, so typical managing agent who would sort out services and cleaning and maintenance and things like that. But we had to ask permission. And I thought, that's wrong. That's completely wrong. That's not what a managing agent is there to do. They're not an employer, they're an employee. You know, they're not a proprietor, they're not the freeholder, they're not the landlords. They're there to sort things out for us in a more convenient way, frankly. And I just thought, why are we asking permission? And then getting letters saying, oh, that if you want to do this and you want to do this, you have to write to us and you have to ask permission. And I just thought, fuck off. No, it's wrong. But I think these are the conditions that we live under. And I find it very, very frustrating because I grew up in a time where these procedures were really obvious. Who you asked, you'd go to your local county council, planning office or whatever. They would be the people that you would need to ask. And I thought, well, when did all of this change? And it's why I advocate for confidence and also inquisition. It's very important to be questioning things, to know where the lay of the land actually lies, and to know that, frankly, you're living truthfully. And the point is, a lot of people aren't, but they get away with it because people are nervous. Frankly, people are very, very nervous to question the orthodoxy, even if the orthodoxy is illegitimate or legal or unjust. And I think we feel this. I think we feel this sense of unfairness of how inverted and how inverted things are and how manipulated we feel. And I don't think it's paranoia. I think everybody just sort of thinks, why is this process so complicated? Why am I even asking permission? And yesterday I was talking about people saying, I'm sorry, when they haven't done anything wrong, and asking permission when the people to whom they are appealing actually have no authority. So questioning becomes a really, really important habit, a really important behaviour. And understanding that you don't need to be asking permission all the time. And I think this is where we've gotten to in our culture, that, am I allowed? And my response to that, and a sort of solution to that, is actually observing other people's behaviour and thinking, well, are they asking permission? Are they tiptoeing around? And then you suddenly realise, no, they're not. And that is where the power imbalance really exists in our lives. So don't be afraid of it. Be curious about it and understand, again, my friends, that it is your life.